There are many things within our vast and mysterious oceans that we still don't understand, many places we are yet to explore, many anomalies we are yet to discover. It's a well-known fact that we know far more about the surface of our planet's satellite than we do about the bottom of our own oceans, mapping no more than an estimated 20% so far, and that is being incredibly generous. Thus, the existence of an unknown sea monster, one so large as to span more than 2 miles, a creature that has possibly lay dormant for many millennia, is certainly not beyond the realm of possibility. With the subject of tonight's video, not only confirmation of this as a legitimate possibility, but could eventually prove it to be reality. A creature so vast, it would reset our entire understandings of the animal kingdom, evolution, even the many at present presumed limitations of just how big a creature our planet could incorporate into the food chain. We have long been aware of the fact that the oceans, due to the abundance of food, the only place such a creature could grow to such gargantuan size. With the blue whale, for example, the largest animal so far known to have ever called Earth home, requiring a dizzying 16 tons of krill and other tiny crustaceans each single day. Thus, if this massive anomaly, a creature, one which has seemingly awoken on our ocean floor, how much food will it require before inevitably going back into its long slumber? Found by internet sleuths while scouring Google Maps of the lands and seas, painstakingly searching for ancient anomalies and other unexplained phenomena, an object, estimated to be over 2.5 miles wide, an apparent giant dome-shaped creature, has began to slowly slither its way across the ocean floor. As if bottom feeding off the bed of the ocean, leaving a flat and clean trail in its wake. It wouldn't take long for Google to release a statement claiming that the anomaly was just due to an error, a glitch, which occurred while stitching multiple images of the oceans together. Quote, "You're not looking at a crawling dome. You're looking at a low-res sonar stitch glitch on Google Earth's bathymetric layer. What you're calling a 2-mile sea creature is just cartographic noise from overlapping survey lines and interpolation gaps." This is what happens when someone opens Google Earth, sees a shadow, and decides they're deep-sea Dora, the explorer, with zero understanding of how seafloor mapping works. These aren't alien trails, they're digital potholes from outdated sonar passes. End quote. Interestingly, a few years ago, another underwater anomaly would go viral surrounding a possible alien, or at least submerged entrance to a terrestrial base, again, of gigantic proportions and again found on Google Maps. Found off the coast of Malibu, shown to have a smoothed-off roof with a number of pillars laid out creating an entranceway, all clearly displayed and exposing its artificial nature. Yet, alas, as mentioned, the same excuse of it simply being a glitch was rolled out to the media. Additionally, the site would be abruptly blurred out, as if this straight denial, along with no official exploration of these locations undertaken, not suspicious enough, after declaring that it of no interest, to then go to such lengths as to edit the images themselves. I feel clear evidence of some form of cover-up, regardless of the truth surrounding what it could be. What is this thing on our ocean floor? How is it moving? Is it a living being? A sea monster which, due to its size, has a hibernation period so large it hasn't moved in centuries, perhaps millennia? I will keep you posted on any future updates, and indeed if Google again decides to remove the anomaly from their maps. It is a mystery which I find highly compelling.